Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining us in our awesome live event we have coming up for you. Welcome to the official virtual launch party of the premiere of the book, Ghost Protocol Dating in the New Millennium, streaming live from Chicago. Hello, everybody. Um, I'm delighted to have you here with me on this special day, Saturday, June 7th. And for those of you who know me, they know that this day is more meaningful. It's ultra meaningful to me, but I'm not going to tell you why. So put it in the chat if you already know why. If you know me and you already know why this day is so meaningful. Anyways, thank you everybody who's joining in from Facebook and from YouTube. We are celebrating this exciting milestone. And we have a lot going on for you today. A lot of fun. I got great guests, so tune in. So without further ado, this book is more than just pages. It's a reflection of our stories, of our why, and the relationships that shape our journey. And what better way to bring those stories to life than through music and heartfelt conversations? So throughout today, you'll hear from inspiring guests who are a part of this journey with me, sharing with connections and their connections to Ghost Protocol and what it means to them. So let me get started by introducing you to my people and my guests today. First, I want to introduce the people behind the scenes, my dynamic duo. After the official launch party, the party don't stop. Thanks to my talented brother from Phi Beta Sigma and his incredible friend, who's become my friend as well, and his awesome wife, my sister. Please help me raise the roof for Phil Davis, aka Verse the DJ. You'll be hearing from him later. Our passionate DJ, a good friend, and my fraternity brother. Phil knows how to bring the vibe with his killer mixes and deep musical knowledge. Joining him will be Music Happy, his musical partner in crime, who's just as skilled at keeping the groove alive. Together, they're about to take over the nycrhythm.com, spinning some of my most meaningful songs throughout my life and keep us grooving all into the night. And guess what? They'll be joining us later for a live streaming listening party. So stick around for that. This is where the real party's going to kick off later. So let's give them a warm welcome. First, the DJ and Music Happy. So then I'm going to introduce you to my in-studio guest today. I am so grateful and honored for them to be here. So first, I'm going to introduce you to Miss Tia Gay, a talented YouTuber and creator of the channel Healing Girl. Tia, it's an honor to have you here. Can you tell us a little about yourself, your work on the Healing Girl channel, and how you see your connection to the themes of the book?
Well, hello. I'm Healing Girl, and my channel is basically about self-love and spiritual growth. I'm a spiritual healer, and I wanted to share my own spiritual journey and inspire and motivate others to come along with me as I go through my journey. We're never done, we're born into this life, and day one we're starting our spiritual journey, whether we know it or not. Exactly. And we're always growing through this life as long as you're here. The only time you're not growing is when you're dead. So so I'm taking everyone along with me on my journey. I wanted to inspire people and share and show them how it looks to be unafraid of being authentically you. And I do this through soul coaching, which is a powerful way of helping people that are struggling with limiting beliefs and dealing with past wounds and recognizing unhealthy patterns that they may have had in their life and their relationships. My channel is very multidimensional. I am not a linear person. We're all multidimensional. So that means I don't have a niche per se. Like everyone's like, oh, I got a niche. My niche is healing, and that's it. And
healing can take many forms.
So I show it through my travels. Moving to Merida, Mexico is healing for me. So I show how that plays a part in my life. I also do oracle readings. I do clearings for energy clearings, and I give advice. So you might also catch me doing makeup as well. So whatever it is that I enjoy doing on that channel, I express that through my creativity. So I am not chasing the algorithm. I do it out of love. And it is what it's going to be. So my people will find me there. And I'm just on a slow growth journey. And hopefully I can catch everyone that is willing to open up and develop in their own lives and allow me to be a part of their journey as well.
That's awesome. Yeah, that's how I met you. Your people will find you, right?
Yes, sure, they will. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much, Tien. I'm thrilled
That's
to have
right.
you.
That's right.
Yes.
Mhm.
Yes, we do.
Yeah.
So I'm thrilled
Yep.
to have you here today and be a part of this with me. It's a bonus that you happen to be in Chicago at the same time as me today. So awesome, right? Um,
Yep.
so now I'm going to introduce my next guest joining the studio remotely. I'm excited to introduce one of my very best friends, Daryl Robinson. Daryl has been an incredible supporter and a friend throughout this entire journey. Our connection spans over a decade. And sometimes he knows me a little better than I know myself. Not often, but sometimes. Anyways, I wanted to welcome welcome Daryl to the channel and to welcome you to the launch. Could you tell us a little bit about
Yeah.
yourself, your connection to the book, and I know you've had your own dating horror stories, so yeah, and also
Yeah.
what and watching that you maneuver through that, watching me maneuver through this, can you tell everybody what this project means to you?
Absolutely. And again, my name is Daryl Robinson. I'm a former actor, music artist, and I've been in the health and fitness field for over 25 years. So just being in the spotlight long, I've always been around huge amounts of people. I've always been around people who want to get close and get to know you just for being around, in the entertainment industry. It attracts a lot of people. Um, I spend more of my time coaching than being in front of the camera, even with my music background. Nowadays, I'm so behind the scene. I would help artists create their image. I would help them learn how to write a song, so on and so forth. As far as my experience and my background, again, I've been doing that for 25 years. I'm very passionate about health and fitness, so I'm always here and able to provide information to anybody who wants to change their life and start to live a better life. Now, how I relate to this book with me being in the industry, again, I have so many stories that it'd take me all day to explain. Being a
Oh
single
yeah.
man or woman in the spotlight and people know that you're single. Sometimes you don't have to be single, and people come after you. But once people know that you're single, I mean, you have an inflow that want to be around you, right? For whatever reason. But 9 times out of 10, um, it can. The stories are crazy, right? So this book,
Mm-hmm.
I relate to this book because just the stories that I personally have had to encounter with people that I look back and say, my God, I mean, just people will do any and everything to get
Do I need the
around
what?
you, to get to know you. And when I say
Yeah, it should be.
any and
Yep,
everything, I mean
it is
any
right
and
here.
everything. So I definitely have some stories.
For sure, for sure.
And I forgot to add my connection with this book.
Oh yes.
And that's why I forgot to add mine because what I've noticed a lot the in the themes of some of them that was self-awareness, knowing yourself
Mhm,
and knowing who you are and aligning with your true self.
mhm,
And the things that I noticed in some, it was a lot of intuition, a lot of things that apply to being connected with yourself.
mhm.
And a
Yes.
lot of times when you're looking at the themes of what people's lives and their stories, there's a lot of victimhood in a lot of the stories,
Mhm.
and not knowing yourself enough to be able to identify and be self-aware of how you contribute
Right.
to relationships. And so
Exactly.
that was the connectedness that I found out, because when I became more self-aware of my contribution to relationships and what, you know, I bring to it, then that's when things started to align for me. So I noticed that there was a lot of not being self-aware, trying to
Right.
date other people and be in relationships. So that's where I saw in the connection of myself in those books. Yeah, in the book.
Yeah, I agree. It's important.
No, Tia makes she makes a great point. I think you definitely have to
Right.
know your value and your place in the relationship. Or once you get to know somebody, know your place, right? So she makes a very valid point, because a lot of people just go in blindfolded, so to speak, hoping and wishing for something to happen. But if you know your place, if you are a confident man and woman, guess what? Then if you're in a situation, you're not timid by it, right? Because you know who you are.
Yeah.
It's not a facade.
And that's, I think that's
you're
key,
not
because
blindfolded. You know exactly what you are.
and I think a lot of times people don't go into it knowing who they are. They present themselves how they think they're supposed to be. And then you're gonna, whatever you get it's not gonna be genuine, because you didn't show up that way. So
yeah, self-awareness. Yeah.
Exactly. Yep, I agree. Well, I thank you both, and so we're going to start the show, the fun stuff in the show. Thank you both for being part of the festivities of the day and for joining me on this quest. So what we're going to do now is shake things up a little bit. We're going to add an interactive segment I like to call WWYD, or what would you do? This is the Dating in the New Millennium game, so get ready for the crazy.
Woo-wee.
So I'm gonna spice up here. It's spicy. Okay, WWYD. Okay, so I'm asking the audience, hey, if you got a question, you know, a response, you know, you want to chat, chime in. But like I said, we are going to play this game. And the premise is the Dating in the New Millennium game. So what would you do? Would you ghost it? Would you respond to these texts, these DMs, this wild craziness that happens out in this digital streets? Would you respond? Would you ghost? Would you block them? Or would you play it cool? So without further ado, we're gonna get to the craziness. Okay. So in this game, I'll be sharing some real life screenshots, text, DMs, or dating app messages that came straight from the world of modern dating. To these texts, your challenge, and ours too, is to decide what would you do if you received a message like this? Respond, ghost, block, maybe play. So number one. All right. It's loading. First thing, I wish I was there to give you a back rub. What would you do if you got this message? This is somebody you haven't met in person yet, okay? Tia, Daryl, what would you do if you got a message from someone random?
Well, first of all, there seems to be a situation here where he must not understand that there's boundaries there that I'm going to set. So I will definitely have to set a boundary right here to let him know that there's no physical touching. And I don't know you. So
yeah, because some people's expectations are a little different.
Yeah, so I would kind of let him know that, you know, I barely know you, so there will be no physical touching. Yeah, I would, you know, and I don't, you know, do things in a harsh way. I would respond in a kind and very firm manner and let them know
at least initially, right? Unless they push
right,
it.
there's no physical touching, because I have no idea in the world who you are. So there's a boundary that needs to be set immediately.
Exactly. Like we need to establish a perimeter here.
Establish that, yeah. Like there's really, there's no touching.
Right. So it's like, so in this instance, this person says, okay, massages are nice. Let's blow past that. So what are you up to this evening? Chilling, watching movies, off tomorrow. All right, we're continuing the conversation. We're going to get past, you're kind of trying to overstep here. So what you going to do on your off day tomorrow? The response, what would you do?
So what you going to do on your off day tomorrow?
And the response is you.
Oh.
She's like, wait, I didn't catch that part.
Now, is this wait, Daryl, have you ever done something like this? Now, this is what I want to know.
I mean, listen, like I personally have never done that, but this is so like spot on, because going back to what we just talked about expectations, like if you have the same vision as the man or the woman, and you're just trying to sort of hook up, then this conversation is perfectly fine, because both of you guys are on. That would be like what your expectations are. This
right.
You want to do with this one.
Well, is this like a Tinder situation here?
It could be an instance where you're on a dating app or dating site. Okay. Or somebody just slid into your DMs, and this is the conversation that's going on. Either way, you've never met this person. You don't know this person.
Well,
just to be technical about it, if you have somebody that says that on a text, and personally, if I don't know you, I probably would delete you.
Yeah,
that's just my personal.
Yeah, because you're thinking immediately like you're doing me, like for real. You think that?
Yeah, but let me. I want to explain this from a guy's point of view. Now,
okay,
I mean, there's a lot of guys out there who women will not approach a man. Okay, women are not supposed to approach a man for anything as far as if they're interested in him. That's just my personal opinion. Right. I'm a traditional man. If a man wants to court a woman, guess what? He goes after her. It's not the other way around, right? So if really a woman slides into a man's DM and
act
they
like
have
that.
A conversation like this. Yeah, they have a conversation like this. Well, a guy might look at her and say, well, she's attractive, and he just might want to play on what she's talking about. He may actually want to move forward and never met her before. Right?
Yeah.
Well, it's not as I don't think that this is a serious situation right here. This is somebody that wants to play, right? This is not someone going in.
Somebody's looking for the play
with the intention of having a serious relationship, because this right here is not my husband. Like this, there's no way that my husband would come to me with this on his mouth. Now, mind you, like I know, being realistically, yeah, my husband is thinking like that, but he'll never dare
but
say
it's like he hasn't met you. Y'all haven't had a phone conversation, and he doing this. Like Natalie said, presumptuous.
Right, because this would happen if we're like in the game of we're playing throughout the day, and this is how our night is about to end. This is when we're together, like we're together. And he's letting me know, like, oh, that's what's on my mind, like later on. Okay, this is dependent on where we are in the relationship. Like this is not at the beginning. Never at the beginning. Never.
Right.
No, and I totally agree with that. Ever. Before I got into a relationship, I was like the king of dating apps. Like I've been on dating apps for so long, so I have seen everything a man can see on all types of dating apps. And if she can do that and send that to me, she does that to every man, right?
Yes,
so I'm like, well,
exactly.
If you do that to
even
every
as
man, you're probably sleeping, you're sleeping with all these men, then I don't want to deal with you in the first place.
But you're for play. You're for play.
Yeah, but if
that's all
which
it
is
is.
true, but if I'm for play and she, like, everybody's for play, and personally, I just don't want to play in that arena, right? That's
You're
my
right,
personal
right.
preference.
But that's the 20 years. That's the 20-year-olds right there. Like, I think that's
Exactly.
the
Let them have that,
area of
right?
conversation. Yeah, when they're having fun.
Right.
But my generation, I'm Gen X, and no, that's not happening.
That's just not how we roll.
More than likely, we're like, oh, your community dick, or your community,
She's so right. She's so right. It's like, yo,
I'm gonna keep that. I'm gonna keep this 100 right here. Your community dick. If you're coming around like that, like, nah, it's not happening.
And again, it goes the same way with a woman. I mean, people who are for the community are just
for the
people
streets.
who are for the community. Exactly.
You for the streets.
Right. So okay, that was the end of that. So once this person said you, it's like, I don't even know. Nah, we good.
Right, we're good. We're good.
We're good on that. Okay, so the next one. Hey, baby.
So the sweet names, okay.
But out the gate. So the response, dead face, stale face.
But then, you know what?
And here's the thing, they still don't get it. What?
Well, okay, so it depends. Like, I honestly, and I'm going to keep it real with women, it depends on if we're attracted to you, how we take that. Because if we're attracted to you, that hey baby ain't gonna mean it. We're gonna go with that one. But if you're a booger wolf, if you were looking like a hot ass mess, and your pants are hanging down to your, like, below your butt cheeks, and you look a hot mess, that hey baby hit different.
Well, see, I don't know. See, I don't know. Maybe I'm jaded, but see, if the first message you send me is "Hey, baby," I'm over it. I don't care how attractive you are. It's just not attractive to me.
It depends. It depends on who it is. If you had conversations before the text, if you were talking,
this is number one out the gate. This is what happened. This is the first text out the gate.
So there's so many variables. So, like, if this is out of the gate, well, then maybe
there are so many variables.
Yeah. But if it's on a dating app where this is your first conversation, but if I met you out in the wild, like, we're out and we've had conversations before and we were vibing, and then you hit me with a hey baby.
Well, yeah, like, that's different. But like, if you've never had a conversation at all, the person just their initial text or message to you is "Hey baby."
It depends.
Well, I mean, listen, here's the thing, and I'm speaking from experience, and I'm gonna agree with Tia and what she said, because it all depends if you are attracted to someone. So, for example, if I don't know you and you send me a text talking about "Hey baby" or "Hey handsome" or whatever, like, if I check you out, if I look at your profile, I'm like, okay, she's hot, then I may move forward, and I may move forward with the conversation, right? But again, if I'm not attracted to you, then I'm not even going to respond. So I think attraction does have a lot to do with how people initially greet you and how you accept it to move forward with them.
And I guess for me, it's like, if that is your initial response, it's so generic, and it's so not like, I'm not interested in getting to know you. I'm just interested in you, like maybe how you look. It's like, it's a turnoff to me. Like,
no, it is. For me, it's a red flag. Like, if I'm attracted to you, and like, you're a professional woman and you're talking, like, your initial greet to me is "Hey baby," you've lost some cool points with me from the
start. That's what I'm saying.
Right? Yeah. However, if I'm attracted to you, then I still might see where this may go. Right?
Yeah, because a lot of people, I mean, I don't like to judge too harshly, because a lot of people are awkward sometimes with trying to get to know you, because they don't know where you are a little bit. So they're trying to be kind of, cool and fun, and they may say the wrong thing sometimes. So I kind of give people a little wiggle room because they're trying to
Give them
figure
the
out
benefit of the
if
doubt.
I'm,
I get
yeah,
it.
if I'm humorous or if I'm, because I don't take myself that seriously. So I'm a little goofball sometimes too. And I can say the wrong thing. I mean, I can come off like wrong and not
Right.
catch their vibe accurately. So I try not to be too, too harsh, but I'll give somebody a chance if they came that first way because I'm not perfect either. So I try to be a little bit more, forgiving on things
No,
like
and
that.
look, I agree with that. You don't want to,
Yeah.
these dating sites are meant to meet people, right? So like,
Yeah.
if you think somebody comes off the wrong way, as long as it's not disrespectful, I mean, give the people the benefit of
Right.
the doubt. You know,
Right. And they
everybody's
don't know you. Like,
trying to find whatever
yeah.
they
I
want on
guess
these sites, and it's not going to be perfect, right?
right.
Right.
No, and
Baby,
I'm
as
not,
they call
and
it.
I'm never looking for perfection. I think well, the whole handsome and beautiful thing has its own nuances, of course.
Yeah.
But I think in this instance, if somebody comes at me with "Hey baby," first of all, like I said, it's generic, but it seems very immature. Like you can't, your conversational skills are so immature that that's all you could even lead with. Like even "hello" is better than "Hey baby." I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm just
Well,
saying.
you know what? I can go. I can let me give you a little example. I have met a wonderful guy that started off like that, and we unfortunately we're not together. But he was a good guy, but not just for me. He wasn't for me.
Right.
But started off kind of rocky because he just thought that I was just some random girl that he was going to meet. But then until he got into deeper, you just don't know until you get deeper with someone that, oh, this is actually
You peel those layers
serious.
back.
Yeah, like this is
Absolutely.
a real good person. Like I shouldn't take every relationship as a joke. Like I shouldn't come in. So sometimes people go in thinking it's just going to be a fling, and then they exit like, damn, that was like a possible right there, and you
Yeah.
just never know how you just being you can change somebody.
Exactly.
So that baby turns into a, damn, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to come off that way to you. I just thought you were just some, regular old, because you've been in this dating world for so long and going through all this mess. When you really find a good person, you don't know until you start peeling the layers back.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
and let me add to that. In addition to what you're saying, is how you present yourself to people
Mhm.
is everything. Now, when
Mhm.
I had site, I didn't had some pictures in a t-shirt and jeans, but I had a few pictures in professional attire, maybe in a suit, maybe in a sports coat and some jeans. So when women came to my profile, they understood that I'm not a joke, right? Like this is a professional man they're looking at. Don't come
Mhm.
with the bullshit because you're looking at my profile and I don't look like a
Yeah.
bullshit guy, and I'm not a bullshit guy. So I mean, I already had women
Right.
introduce themselves in the wrong way because how I presented myself to the people. Now, if I was just, sweatpants and a t-shirt, if I had just random photos on my profile, then people would have, in my opinion, I think people take you as a joke because you don't look like you're presenting yourself like you want to find someone, genuinely find someone.
Right.
Well, I mean, I think that works if you're a
So
guy, but
I
as
think
a woman,
it all goes back to how we
we
present
get
ourselves to
bombarded
people, whether
with
people are going to take you
unwanted
seriously or not.
attention regardless. So that doesn't even happen. Like you can be looking like crazy, just left the gym, sweaty, and it doesn't matter. So I get what you're saying. But 9 times out of 10, if you're on a dating site, you're not, unless you're that, whatever. But you present yourself the way you want to be taken. You present yourself seriously, because you want to be taken seriously. But that doesn't mean that everybody comes at you is treating you that way,
Yeah.
especially as a woman.
Well, dating apps are made for women. Men, it's not made for, dating apps are not made to, women have the advantage in dating apps because
Oh,
we definitely
the
do.
numbers,
The
the numbers.
numbers and the men come in, the algorithm is best for women and not
Mhm.
men.
Yeah.
So It's unfortunate, but it's true.
It's
So we
crazy.
the ones who get all the crazy DMs and foolishness all the time. So, but I haven't been on dating apps. Like I tried to get on one and then I was off of it just that
Yeah,
quick.
it doesn't. I can't do it.
It
I've
doesn't
tried
work
it.
for me.
It doesn't work for me either.
Yeah, there he is.
There he's
Okay,
back. He's back.
I'm sorry, guys.
that's okay.
No, no worries. Okay, so this one it kind of like I said, I guess this person kind of took it the same. I would like this person says how, like you'll figure it out. And he says how, and then she's like, okay, look at my profile, not just the pictures. Check my age. Get a good understanding of whether, hey baby, would it be an appropriate opener? I checked your age out. In this case, the person was immature, age-wise. He was young. He was trying to highlight somebody who was up, older than him, and he thought going at her like she was also 19, 20 years old. Hey, baby, what's going to work? In this instance, didn't pan out so well.
Right.
Okay, so the next one we have. Let's see. Oh, this is one of my favorites. Okay, so 2.5 months go by, and you get this text. I'm still in awe how you meet me, had lunch, and never said a word afterwards. You seem so genuine. You really pulled that ghost move. What would you do?
Well,
2.5 months goes by, and the person finally reaches out after they say, "I'll call you later."
yeah,
Well,
I'm
me
still in
personally,
awe.
I wouldn't even respond to that. I would not respond back to that. Like, how dare you? If I didn't delete you after hear from you after like a day or two after that, I'm certainly going to delete you now. But
Right.
the pool is so huge, nobody has time for bullshit. Point blank.
Right.
Like, if you're talking to a connection and you're supposed to hear back from them next week, well, guess what? That's a connection that I feel that may have been lost. Right?
You missed out. It's like you missed the bus.
Yeah.
Sorry.
And this is all about connecting people. This is not about connecting people for a day or two. This is about consistency.
And there was none, right? So the response was ditto.
That should have been just a deleted situation there. Like I wouldn't even have responded ditto. Like
right.
There's no energy there. There was no need to even expend my energy to read it. So I think that would have been it for me.
That would have been a ghost, right?
It would have been a definite ghost, and no more conversation. So
right, for
that's
sure,
over.
For sure.
Just when you think about ghosting, I think we all need to understand when you get ghost or you're out there playing games and you ghost people, that instantly it's a lost connection. Do not invest your energy into people who are playing games.
Yeah.
Right. Even if you're out there playing games, I mean, eventually I think you would need to check yourself, right? But
you would think.
And I have to be honest.
Right.
I've had that situation where I've ghosted someone too, and I've done it unintentionally, but intentionally, that I didn't realize that I did it. And it was because I so was turned off and not interested and didn't want to talk to that person again. But that person definitely deserved an explanation. And I had to check myself and say, everyone deserves acknowledgement and a response, and also that they deserve to be treated as human, and I would want the same to be done to myself. So I had to turn around and apologize for it, and just sent the apology. It was like, I don't want any conversation. I just wanted to say I'm sorry, because that karma is not what I wanted to come back on myself.
Right.
Seriously.
Right.
Seriously.
Well, here's the thing. Like, you're I can tell, like, you're a good-hearted person, but a lot of people aren't like that. they would not even
No.
respond. And we get so accustomed to just swiping left, right, up, and down that
Yes.
if we're not interested, guess what? I'm not even going to reply to you. I'm just going to delete you, and that's it. So if you
Right.
felt like that, personally, it shows me that you're a very good-hearted woman, and I do respect that in people.
Yeah, because at the
Yeah.
end of the day, my ass, you know what happens to me, my spirit guys, they be like, you know what? You did that. I'm gonna put your ass right in the room with him, just so that you're gonna have to feel the heat on this one, because your heart is not made to be that way. So I'm gonna make you learn this fucking lesson, and you gonna go over there and apologize, and I'm gonna put it in your face. So I learned my lessons quick, that if I don't correct my wrongs, my spirit guys are gonna check me and make it happen. And I'm like, oh no, I don't want that karma. Nope. Nope.
Well, I have another one. This one was, I guess, from a guy's standpoint, but it could apply either way. So it says, I'm really looking forward to our date tomorrow evening.
Oh, wow.
And it's like, yeah, me too. So I was wondering if you can cash at me some money for the babysitter. Not a lot, maybe $100.
Oh,
And when I say I've heard guys that I know tell me this story,
heard of this.
What would you do?
Listen, I've been on dating apps for quite some time, and this might sound strange, but I have never ever had a woman approach me and say that she needed money.
That's good.
Yeah,
I have heard it. I have heard
strange,
it.
But I've never had that.
That's fair.
Because again, personally, my profile came out to be someone who is genuine and is really looking. So when I connected with someone and wanted to go on a date, that's exactly what it was. Initially, when I look at women's profile, if you look immature, 9 times out of 10, I'm not going to deal with you, because I'm big on adults being mature, right? So if I know that you're mature, you're not going to turn around and ask me for any money at the end of the day, right? So, and even if you did, I would not entertain that. I would delete it instantly.
Yeah. I heard of this happening, but I've never encountered anything, because on a woman's end, we don't encounter men that's doing, like babysitting,
that's asking for this kind of thing. Yeah,
it's mostly women. So it's mostly the men that experience this. So if a woman is doing that, that means that financially, more than likely, she doesn't have her things together. She needs to get her life together.
Yeah.
And
like nobody else is the least of her concerns right then.
That's the least of right now. She need to be focused on getting herself together, because asking someone else that is not their responsibility to be taking care of your children, or making sure that your children are okay. That's not his responsibility. He's trying to get to know you, and you're not together right now. You need to be raising your children, and unfortunately you might have to sacrifice those years of not dating until you get yourself together, because you financially, you may not be in a space to accept a man that you're looking for.
I've heard even in some instances, it's not that it's just that the expectation is, you asked me on the date, so you should pay for everything that pertains to me going on this date with you. I'm like, that's not how that works.
No. And to speak on that, I think as a society, we have not evolved to where we are. Women are way past that now, where we have to expect a man to carry the load. Life is too expensive now. Like the average man cannot afford the things that our forefathers were able to afford. My father was able to buy a home for $30,000 and my mother didn't have to work, and the whole 9 yards. Nowadays, you can't really expect that with the money. A man can make $100,000 and cannot pull it like that. And so we, as women, we have been able to evolve. We should be able to be in a partnership now, instead of expecting polyamory or whatever not polyamory. What am I talking about?
Traditional. traditional.
Yeah, polygamy or whatever that is, where they whatever that is, where you expect the man to pay for everything while your ass is working and bringing in 100K. What are you doing with your money?
Exactly.
Can
And listen,
you
coming from a traditional man, every single date that I've ever been on, I've always paid for dinner. Like,
And
I
that's
just, me
fine.
personally, I don't feel right going to dinner asking a woman to pay for dinner. That's just me. And maybe a lot of men, quote unquote, new age men would go out and just let women do stuff for her. But like I said, I'm from the old school. I'm man enough to handle 50, 100, 150 bucks for dinner a few times per week. I mean, it's nothing. But going back to this question here, I had a thing on these dating apps. Well, like, because a lot of this is scams. We need to understand. Like, a lot of people make these fake profiles just to get money from you. So I've always had a thing that I did. Well, I have to video chat with you before I meet you in person. I need to make sure that you are who
that makes
you say
sense.
you are.
Makes sense. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Now, if you ask me that question after I've seen and know that's you, conversation is done. Because I know you're really asking me for money now.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
You know, it comes a point where it's like, yeah, that's fine if you're, you spend money and you take the woman out on a date or whatever, and you do all of those things. But it becomes a point of, when does the woman contribute to? It's not like I said, not back in the day.
It should be a partnership. It's not
it's a
one person
partnership
just dating the other person. Both people are dating each other.
It's funny you guys say that, and you're right, because if we ever made it to a second date, because a lot of dates I've been on, I didn't make it to a second date because the connection was not there or was lost.
I understand that.
I've been on second dates, and guess what? I respected the woman say, well, let's go half, or let me get this. And that has happened.
Yeah.
That's cool. Yeah. So, like, in this instance, the person would said, I don't think I should be paying for your babysitter. If that's the case, maybe you should cancel the plans, That's legit to me.
I agree.
Yep, I agree too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, here's another funny one. So, are you home with your daughter? I'm at home in my room. Can I come?
Oh. Do I know you? Like, how long?
No, we're talking about people just on like, you're not in a relationship with somebody. This person is just in the process of getting to know each other. That state. And then,
my answer would be maybe later on, maybe later, like further in the future, if this becomes something. Maybe.
But would you say that if this is your initial conversation with this person, like they're asking you, are you home at home with your daughter? And it's like, I'm in my room. Can I come over?
Well, how do you know I have a daughter?
I mean, like, okay, say for instance, you're in conversation, and so they know now that you have a child. But at the same time, you haven't met in person at all. There's been no date. You're just getting to know each other, and in the conversation, this person learns that you have a daughter.
Listen, this type of question all goes back to what we want and what we're looking for on these sites,
right?
Or just in general with people. Because I have a situation where I was getting to know someone, and we haven't met in person, but we did video chat, right? And she told me her whole life story, had kids, and and the kids were there. So it kind of all depends on what you were looking for. If you are compatible on that same page, and that's what you want. So some people, for this question, it may be a little awkward, but for some people, it may be right up their alley. It may be what they're looking for, what they want.
Yeah, it depends on the expectations of the interaction. Yeah.
I just think like I said, like maybe later on down the line, if we're still dating, of course, but like right now we're getting to know each other. I don't know if you're safe enough to be in a house with me and my children. Like,
It's
Like,
the answer,
you know,
no, but thanks for asking. Like,
you're right.
You'll
Like,
be imagine how old people are in 2025. People like women used to be timid or afraid of. Like most of them are not like that. They will meet you in an instant if they want you. They will.
wow. She technically doesn't even say that her daughter is there in the room with her. Right.
Yeah, so like this guy, his response is okay. The response was thanks for asking. He's like, dang. She's like, you weren't really expecting a yeah, sure, or something like that, were you?
Well, yeah. He wouldn't have asked if he wouldn't.
Look, yeah, well, of course. Why wouldn't I?
Right. He's taking his shot.
Expectations can be different. Like you said, if your expectations of the whole encounter is different, this person's like, haha, surely you jest. That's cute though.
Yeah. He was just shooting his shot.
Let me tell you guys something about a man. Once a man wants a woman, or if a man wants to court a woman, he will try her. Right? He will her know and then try to make her so she can be comfortable, just so he can slide in the DMs or slide by her house. But you know, this type of conversations from a man or even a woman, we have to be smart enough to understand what lies behind these questions, right?
Right.
And 9 times out of 10, it's like, well, I want to come spend some time with you, and we kind of all know what happens next.
Yeah, Netflix and chill.
Netflix and chill. That's right.
Let's see if it works out, right?
That's right.
Right? Yeah, Natalie says she technically doesn't even say that her daughter is there in the room with her, but she could be. He doesn't know. You're right. You're right, Natalie. He just said, can I come over?
Right.
And really, he probably doesn't even care if the daughters or if she has kids.
No.
Well, obviously not. Yeah, obviously.
Yeah. We put her in a room. Yeah.
Yeah. Right, exactly.
And try to be as quiet as possible.
Right? Keep it on the low, right?
Keep it on the low.
Well, I guess that was an eye-opener, right? We can say like the majority of these bloopers or receipts say some of these are receipts saved for interactions that I've had from my own online personal dating experience. One of which has an extended version, and we actually made that its own little video. That's going to be on my YouTube channel later. But that one just got comical. In the end, I did get an apology for his insanity that he exhibited. He later on came to his senses, like, you know what, that was really jacked up. So,
wow.
Yeah, so that's going to be on my YouTube channel later.
Okay.
So, you know, a lot of authors like to do live readings when they're at book signings and live events like this. So, but instead of me reading from like a partial story from Ghost Protocol, I have something special. I'd like to introduce what I call an adult storybook that I just completed last week. This book is a fun, witty exploration, or maybe expose, of those characters we've all encountered who were so outlandishly crazy that they made you question your own sanity. So this book is kind of like a tongue-in-cheek celebration of that chaos and humor that life throws our way, with a little honesty and a lot of laughs along the journey. And as the saying goes, into everybody's life, a little crazy must fall. And if you haven't met him or her yet, be on the lookout, because you just might be the star of this book. It's kind of a Dr. Seuss inspired, relatable story. So, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to premiere my new book. It's called What's Your Sign? Here's Your Sign, an adult storybook. So let's put it there.
What's your sign?
Here's your sign.
Sounds very interesting.
Yes. So I'm gonna read it to you. Yeah. So
So
this
is it such as like Gemini? Do you mean the sign like
no,
that?
like here, you'll get it. Here, see the little signs
Okay.
down at the bottom says, "I don't like you.
Okay.
Go away." Here's
Okay.
your sign. Okay. So I'm gonna read the story. So give me just a second here. It's actually in the process being illustrated by Sybil, who's my amazing social media manager and illustrator. So we're doing that, and it's going to be available as a regular book, storybook, and an ebook soon. But right now, I'm just going to read it to you. So, just in case you missed the signs, I do not want you to be mine. I will not be your Valentine. I'm mad I can't get back my time. I don't know who you think you are. Do not come near me, near or far. I made a wish upon a star that I'd never gone into that bar. I do not like you here or there. Don't want to see you anywhere. Don't want to see you in a pub. I will ignore you at the club. Not on a bus or on a train. I drive right by you in the rain. If stuck in mud or stuck in snow, you'd stay stuck, you dirty. Oh, these thoughts have got my pressure up. I'm pouring liquor in my cup. So let me make this really plain. I do not like you on a plane. I would not like you in a box. I do not like your ugly socks. And all your numbers I have blocked, so you can kindly go kick rocks. I do not like your psycho stare, so keep your drama over there. If you come near me anywhere, I just might push you down the stairs. I do not want to marry you. There's not much I like about you. I love that you don't make a sound, especially when you're not around. I love that you don't live near me, so your face I'll never see. I hear your voice, my eyes twitch. Stop calling me, you crazy. Oh, I don't tell your friends that I'm your boo. Not like it matters. They're nuts too. I knew that things had gone too far. Your mother asked to use my car. I'm filing papers. I will not budge. Next date in court, you, me, and judge. Come rain, sleet, snow, or even hail, you come near me, you're off to jail. Meeting you has caused me strife, longest 2 weeks of my life. Why don't I like you? Here's the gist. You are a raging narcissist. Was stuck on stupid, but I'm not blind. But if you're still clueless, here's your sign.
Hey.
Hey! Woo!
Did you like that? Was that not fun and maybe a little bit
That was
scary?
that was nice. That was pretty cool.
That was a nice rhyme. Yes. Okay.
So is there someone?
You're MC. You MC
Right,
now.
right. Sometimes I rhyme slow, sometimes I rhyme quick. Okay, so is there anyone in your past that still would not get it if you hit them upside the head with the book? I mean, really, some people don't.
Yeah, mine has since since I have like grown spiritually, people tend to fall away.
Yes, yeah.
They're not in my timeline, or they don't even.
Yeah,
they can't even come close. They're not.
They
in
don't
my
move. We don't move in the same circles no more. The same vibration.
We're totally. The vibration is so high that they can't even match it. And so if I start talking to them, they probably can't hear me.
Yeah, for sure.
Well, I mean, I think that just goes with growth. I think when people see you growing and you kind of expand and you move out that box that you was in because you're progressing, you're becoming more successful, whether that's with your job or just you as an individual person. A lot of people don't realize that and understand it. In fact, they may hate it. So, I mean, I think we all have a duty to ourselves to become better than we were yesterday. And sometimes that takes growing so much that the people that's in your circle that they don't understand.
They fall away.
Yeah, they fall away. They can't stay in your same vibration because they're gonna hate everything that you do because you're gonna be operating from a whole nother vibration level.
Exactly.
And it's not, and they're gonna be uncomfortable.
Individuals and people who are just as successful or more successful as you. People who you can see eye to eye to. I mean, that's what it's about. You know, it's progression. We don't want to become stagnant in life with anything or anybody.
Yeah, it's kind of, it's just like with anything that you do in life. You know, you make it to a level of, you know, clarity and being self-aware, like I said before, you know who you are. The people that were around you that like to see you where you were before and not to see you change, they're gonna definitely fall away. They're not gonna be there.
Absolutely.
Yep.
Yeah, I've seen it happen in my own life. So yeah, it's a thing. It's definitely
I'm going through it now. I'm going through a lot of it now. Since I'm moving out of the country, it's like people
that's
don't
gonna have its
identify with
own
that.
thing.
People don't
Well, I mean, here's the
identify
thing.
with that.
It's a never-ending story. So no matter how old we get, as long as we continue to be true to ourselves and want to be better, there's always going to be people who don't understand and don't like that. But guess what? They're not for you. They it may be once upon a time they were for you, but as you grow and you kind of see their true colors, you have to determine whether they're for you or not. And usually they're not. They don't support you.
For sure.
Your tribe is wherever, you know, you'll attract your tribe eventually throughout your life. You'll start, you know, getting new friends and people that vibe with you.
The people that are meant to be in your circle will gravitate toward you. You kind of gravitate toward each other.
Right. And we've all had plenty of different tribes throughout our lifetime.
And you will continue until you die, because if you're in growth mode and, you know, being open to what the world is sending your way is definitely going to happen continuously.
Absolutely.
Sure.
But I think we all have to have the willingness to continue to want to grow, because a lot of people are not mindful of that. And so therefore they become stagnant with everything and everybody in their life. And if you're not willing to grow, what are you doing with your life? Like, seriously, what are you
What's
doing?
the purpose?
You're just existing.
Well, a lot of people are okay with that. They're okay with just existing.
But you know, that's their life journey. Like a lot of them, they come here and that's not what they're here for. They're here for other things. And so we're all here for different journeys. And
different things. Yeah, for sure.
Let it go.
Absolutely.
Let it go, you know?
Yeah,
that's what I do. Let it go.
Yeah, so that book is actually, like I said, in the works of being illustrated. Sybil's doing an amazing job. I can't wait till everybody sees the illustrations. She's coming up. She's awesome. She's awesome. But it's going to be available for pre-sale soon. Huh? What's that?
I can't wait to get my hands on it.
I know, right? Me too. So it's going to be available for pre-sale soon. It's going to be in a hardcover storybook, kind of like a children's book, but don't give it to your nieces and nephews. And it'll be on my website as a pre-sale once the illustrations are completed and everything. So, but see, I know Daryl can empathize, or actually can connect with me on this next segment. It's time for a very, very special moment. It's the world premiere of the theme song inspired by the book. The song's titled Round and Round, the theme for the book Ghost Protocol. Written and composed by yours truly, Sierra Burnett, featuring vocal artists Sakti and Nova Man on the beat, music produced by Adrea Marie, and music engineering by Tyler Norris. So get ready to experience the music that captures the heart of the book. Without further ado, Round and Round.
Ghost Protocol, dating in the new millennium. Round and round, round we go. Where we stop, I don't know. She stole my heart like a pro and left me out in the cold. Round and round we go. Where we stop, one and a half. You disappear like a ghost. In the beginning, I admit I played the role, but your sweetness captured my heart and my soul. Thought about making you a part of my life. Yeah, even had thoughts about making you my wife. Don't know where it went, yeah, it felt so wrong. Fussing and fighting looked the same old song. But who hurt who the most? Who's the most cutthroat? In the end, it didn't matter, yeah, you up and with ghosts, yeah. Round, round we go. Where we stop, I don't know. She stole my heart like a pro and left me out in the cold. Round and round.
Wasn't looking for love, you came looking for me. From the start, I was all you can see. Yeah, calling, messaging, texting, I'm on the way. Tearing down my walls in the sweetest of ways. Hey, hate to admit it, but you stole my heart. Left me on red and tore it all apart. Didn't see the red flags playing me close. In the end, it just went ghost.
Really loved you, my homies call me soft. Rip me apart, I let you get to my heart. But I ain't going round and round with you, trying to treat me like a tool. And yeah, I'm about to show you, you can't play me like a fool.
I ain't seeing you in ghost protocol. Said you'd be there to catch me if I should fall. So who's playing who? Who's the joke of the town? You played it too cool, yeah. Round and round,
round and round, round and round, round and round, round we go.
All right. Love it.
Hey, what y'all think? What y'all think?
That was amazing.
Love it. Love it.
Yeah, that, you know, music has been always at the heart of me, like all my life. And those who know me know, but
yeah,
Daryl, you know.
Oh, I know.
Yeah. And that's definitely a universal language. So that was
round
beautiful.
and round. We all been on that merry-go-round.
Yep.
Right?
Yep.
Well, I hope you all feel the same connection I do when I hear and see this song. The music video is the product of creative genius, my social media manager and guru, Sybil C, my creativity partner. You can find Round and Round song on all music streaming platforms, including Apple Music, iTunes, Spotify, Amazon Music, any other music aggregates. It is available now to listen to and relate to, all that good stuff. So as we wrap up this incredible afternoon, I want to give a thank you to each and every one person who tuned in and watched us live and participated in this special moment with me. I'd especially like to express my gratitude and deep thank you for having Tia Gay and Daryl Robinson join me today. But we're not done. The fun continues. Join me in the next segment with a live streaming listening party where we'll dive deeper into the music that has shaped our bonds and stories over the years. Let's keep the conversation going and share your thoughts, favorites, and those unforgettable moments in our history. I can't wait to chat with everyone there about the power of music and relationships and all that brings us together. So just a quick heads up, the link to the live listening party is going to be in the caption. Join me and Burst the DJ and Music Happy, chat.nycrhythm.org. That's going to be the live chat while we watch them cut it up. Okay. So I know, right? Let's get this party started. Too bad you're not here, Daryl.
I know. I'm kicking myself in the ass and I'm not there. But you know what? I'm here virtually.
Yes, you are.
Yeah.
You're here in spirit. You're here in spirit. Thank you, my friend.
That's right.
So the special event is hosted, like I said, by Music Happy and Burst the DJ on nycrhythm.com. The link is right there. So click in, stay tuned, log in, keep the celebration going, listen to some jams and music. And by the way, for those who weren't able to figure out why this day was significant to me, launch. Tune in to nycrhythm.com. I'll answer you there. See you there.
Bye.
Bye. Thank you, Debbie. Thank you,
Deuces. This was
Tyler.
fun.
You're the man. You're the man. Thank you for the engineering. Tyler's here, Daryl. Thank you,
Tyler,
Sybil.
what's up, buddy?
Sybil's the girl. Yes,
What's up,
thank you
everybody?
very much.
Thank you all
Yes,
for joining.
thank you all. And we'll
Thank
see
you.
at nycrhythm.com.
Hey, let's go.
Ghost Protocol.
All right.
Dating in the New Millennium.